What's going on, guys? This is Impact Wrestler VSK, and you're listening to the Run In Podcast.
Strap yourself in. It's time for Tommy Paradise and DJ with the Run In Podcast.
Hey, what do you say? Episode number 81 and the first episode of 2022. What's up? My name is Tommy Paradise.
It's showtime, folks. It's your boy DJ and in the Tim Brown episode of
That's right. Randy Moss. There's a lot of good 81s. Phil Kessel for the hockey fans. It is the Run In Podcast brought to you by Figure Collections. You can pre-order the next shipment of Dynamite Kids and Giant Haystacks over at shop.figurecollections.com and use the code RUN10 to save 10% and get free shipping on those Chella retros. And we'll be letting you all know all about what is going on with the BCW Figure Collections, figures, and all kinds of good stuff. But welcome into another edition of the Run In Podcast. DJ, how was your New Year's, man? I saw you and your lady, your Instagram official lady, went bowling. You guys were bowling it up into the new year, man. How was it?
It was fun, man. They had the black light going. They had the music. I got to use I just not just, but months ago, I bought some bowling shoes.
Nice.
And Maya was there as well. So all three of us were there. Unlimited bowling, champagne toast, not for Maya. She got cider, but yeah, and food all included in the price. So it was pretty good.
I used to DJ that actually here at a bowling alley. I DJ'd at a bowling alley from 2003 until 2020 when the pandemic hit. I used to do New Year's there every year. It was easy money. It was sold out every year. And then there was one year actually where I didn't DJ. I had somebody cover for me, and me and the kid and the wife and a bunch of our friends with kids, we went and did the early one, 5 o'clock, 5 to 7 or whatever. Yeah. And it's such a good time, man. I love bowling. I have a pair. Yeah, I'm gonna get some shit for this, but my 30th birthday party, we went to an adult bowling alley. Okay. And they had Puma bowling shoes.
Nice.
For the rentals. And my stepsister was like, happy birthday, and put a pair in her purse for me on the way out. Because I couldn't stop talking about them.
Those paradises.
We're thieves, man. We're thieves. That was probably the last time I stole something, not including forgetting to put stuff through the register on self-checkout at Target or Walmart. But shit happens.
In my Ghostface ball, you guys probably saw as well. That's my bowling ball.
Nice. I have my own ball too. I was in a league with some friends way back in the day, before I had a kid. And we part of the deal was you signed up. It was $8 for 8 weeks or something like that. Nice. You got a ball at the end of it. So
I did one for NFL jacket, so I know exactly.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, man, I love bowling. I haven't been bowling in a long time. Might be time to do
that when I come to the CT.
Yeah, take the kid, and there's some cool bowling alleys here. It's good stuff. But all right, some housekeeping stuff, guys. You guys know to hit up runinpod.com. That is where you can find all our discount codes. Also, the link to our Patreon is over there. That's right, the Patreon is live. This week, we put up a This or That with Matt Raywalt, formerly known as Aiden English. Just a quick little snackable content, 5 minutes or so. There's a video version and an audio version. Also, if you're in the $10 tier, I did an unboxing of Elite 91 Rob Van Dam. That is up there. And if you're in the $5 tier, we've got a special treat for you. If you're in $5 and up, we got a special treat coming for you that we are recording this Friday night. So as you're listening to this, it'll be ready to go. And it's going to be a Patreon exclusive. You guys are not going to want to miss this. So if you have not already, head over to patreon.com/runinpod or runinpod.com. We got 5 different tiers for you. There's a $1 tier, which gets you a shout out on an episode. It gets you 1 entry into our monthly giveaway. And then, of course, access to the Fig Cave Facebook group. $5 tier gets you a Run In podcast sticker, our show notes, bonus episodes, 2 entries into the Patreon giveaway every month, early access to episodes, video version of the show, all the previous tier benefits, and ad-free content. Then we got a $10 tier that gets you all the stuff we just mentioned, plus a monthly AMA or unboxing video, 3 entries into the Patreon giveaway each month, monthly toy history post from Figure Collections, your name on the website as a VIP supporter, and breaking news segments, plus all the other stuff. And then a $25 tier that is main eventer, run-in podcast magnet, 24/7 access to me, DJ, and the rest of the inner circle through Discord. 4 entries into the monthly Patreon giveaway and all the previous tiers, benefits, and then the Legends tier that is $50 a month. That gets you 1 t-shirt of your choice from the Run-In store one time and a guest spot on the show, and 5 entries into the Patreon monthly giveaway. So maybe do that once and and then change it to the $10 one or whatever, and you get all the previous monthly benefits as well. This month's giveaway is the Jeff Hardy Ultimate Edition Elite and a Max Caster signed 8x10. We for all you guys who are supporting us, we are not going to chintz out on these giveaways. So it's going to be a good time over there on the Patreon. You can get all the info over at patreon.com/runinpod, or just go to runinpod.com. And we have to shout out all the people who signed up this week. We've got Stephen Odette, Jeffrey Guyette, GDP, which is actually Buy, Sell, Trade Toys, Nick Thompson, Phil Gentile finally signed up, Zach Charbs, Sebastian Cologne, James Pietrafessa, I hope I'm saying that right, Amanda Weaver, and Kenny Dinkins all signed up this week. So thank you guys for I think Kenny might have signed up last week because I think we talked about it on the show. So I might have gone too far there, but thank you guys, everybody who has signed up and doing whatever tier you're doing. We appreciate the hell out of it. To be honest with you, me and TJ were talking a little bit before we signed on here, and I'm shocked at the support and how many Patreons we have already. So keep it going. Thanks to everybody who signed up. You can also buy a t-shirt over at prowrestlingtees.com/runinpod. There may be some changes coming to our merch stores here in the next couple weeks. We'll see what happens with that.
Let's see.
Follow along on Instagram and Twitter. Please help us grow our followers. We've got like 850 followers on Twitter right now.
That's to a K, yeah.
Let's get up to 1,000. It's at Run In Podcast, and then Instagram is at the Run In Pod. We're at about 1,200 followers over on Instagram, but why not make it more? That's good. Share the wealth. Tell your friends if you enjoyed the show and you have a friend who's into the world of wrestling, into nerdy stuff like we are. Send it along. And while you're there, make sure you hit up or while you're on Apple Podcasts, make sure you rate, review, and subscribe. If you're on Spotify, there is a new rate button on our podcast page. Just hit that 5-star button for us. All that stuff, so easy to do, helps us out tremendously. So please, if you have the chance, make sure you do that as well. Also, just want to shout out Blitzkrieg Pro. They have a show coming February 26th here to Springfield, Massachusetts, right up the road from me. Kevin Nash will be there. Also announced today, Cowboy Bob Orton will be there as well. He's not wrestling. He's just doing a meet and greet. But we're also getting a rematch that they were supposed to do at the show that was going to be on January 1st. It's going to be VSK, friend of the show, taking on Travis Huckabee, who is, if you haven't seen Travis Huckabee, he's nasty. He is just a brutal wrestler. Good stuff. And that is for the Blitzkrieg Pro Bedlam Championship. It is all happening February 26th at White Lion Brewery in Springfield, Massachusetts at Tower Square. So make sure you tickets should be going on sale shortly. I think they're kind of holding out a little bit to see what's going on in the real world, but keep your eye on blitzkriegpro.net. Also, one last shout out. Want to shout out Game Marks podcast. We talked about them a bunch. They were doing their charity drive here.
Right.
Their Gameboree 2021 that we were a part of. Their final donation total came to $3,601. raised for St. Jude. So thank you guys. That is amazing.
Yes,
awesome stuff. Awesome stuff over there at the Game Marks podcast. So they've got a lot of good stuff going on over there with the video game world and wrestling. Check it out. It's you can check out their website, GameMarksPod.com. DJ, what you drinking tonight? Did Matt Raywald's advice finally go into effect here?
You know what? I went to go get it, and it was sold out.
Damn.
So tonight, so I guess everybody, maybe more people heard that than. So in the cup tonight, I got the peach flavored High Noon, but I wanted it in the cup.
Nice. The peach High Noon is so good. Peach and pineapple, peach and pineapple, man. Those are like the two best. I got water. I'm a lame ass. I just got a blender bottle full of water, a seltzer water, and a Pepsi Zero ready to go for this show.
All right.
I had a coffee at my kids' hockey practice, so I can't be pounded energy drinks and coffee at the same time. My heart will explode. I'll die. Maybe on air. I won't be able to sleep later. It's all of the above. All of the above.
All right.
Huge week in the world of wrestling. You ready to get into it, my man?
Let's do it.
In the Ring is the week in wrestling and news. It's brought to you by Buy, Sell, Trade Toys. I actually bought something from Buy, Sell, Trade Toys today in a panic. I sent a Cactus Jack ringside exclusive to Mike Lanham. He's going to a signing with Cactus Jack, and I bought it when it first dropped or whatever, pre-ordered it, and I shipped it to Mike to get signed, and I did not do a great job packaging it apparently because there was a huge crease in the package when it showed up to Mike. So like bad enough where I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have to get another one. Luckily, Buy, Sell, Trade Toys to the rescue. He gave me that good brother discount, and he's shipping it off to Mike, so I should be good with a Cactus Jack ringside exclusive. And actually, coming full circle, good brother of the show, friend of the show, Charles Andrew, needed the belt that was in that figure. So I sold him the belt for $20 from the damaged package one. So I don't even have the damaged package one back in my hand yet, and I'm already wheeling and dealing here to get my money back. So definitely check out Buy, Sell, Trade Toys. He's got a lot of good stuff. I'm on his website right now. He's got all kinds of loose stuff up there for sale. Solid deals. I know he just had some AEW figures that he posted as well. And while you're there, you can use the code RUN10 to save 10% at checkout. Yeah, he's got Penta. He's got Rey Fenix, whose arm is still in one piece. He's got Britt Baker, Darby, Matt Hardy, Lance Archer, Dustin Rhodes, Chris Jericho, all kinds of good stuff up there at buyselltradetoys.com, or you can hit up his Instagram over at Buy Sell Trade Toys. And you can use the code RUN10 while you're checking out on Instagram as well. All right, let's get to it, man. Big week of wrestling. We had day one. We just had a pretty good episode of Dynamite. We had New Year's Evil. We had a good episode of SmackDown. Pretty good, solid week of wrestling. We probably won't even touch on it. New Japan had Wrestle Kingdom this week. I saw a couple of highlights. I'm not huge on the New Japan stuff, so I didn't follow it like exclusively, but I did see that Kenta came back and is wrestling again in New Japan. There's a couple title changes and stuff like that. So if that's up your alley, definitely check that out if you haven't already. But day one, man, what'd you think?
Just like we kind of talked about, like when you don't know what to expect and then you just kind of go in and have some fun. So I thought it was a fun pay-per-view. And you had that surprise, we had a surprise during the show there.
Yeah, the shit was hitting the fan right before the show went on the air with Roman having to be out.
Right. So you have you had that going on. You had, so it's just kind of a live, it kind of makes me wonder. I saw in some of the dirt sheets, who was supposed to win, and it kind of last second, they kind of, if you believe the dirt sheets, it went to Brock at the end. So that's,
Yeah, I saw a thing that Fox Sports or Fox whatever accidentally put up a graphic where it said Big E defeated the other three.
Right.
But it was Brock's picture. I didn't see that they actually did that, but I could see that happening. They make these graphics, so far ahead of time, and they just probably make it so they can make quick little changes on the fly. But yeah, I was like, oh shit, what are they gonna do with the main event, with everything? Once we saw that Roman was out, I'm bummed that Roman or that Big E lost the title, but I think this is like the next best thing to do. I think down the road we're gonna get a lot out of this, including like Happy Brock. Happy Brock is amazing. He's taking selfies with fans. He's doing all kinds of stuff. He's saying, acknowledge me. Right. He seems like he's having a lot of fun, like a guy who actually wants to show up for work and isn't just a guy collecting a paycheck.
Exactly.
Which I am all here for. I'm here for Bobby Lashley versus Brock, which we're going to get at the Royal Rumble. And then, if you're reading the dirt sheets or reading the rumors and stuff like that down the road, it sounds like we're going to get Roman and Brock maybe to unify the title.
I would love a unified title. Like, I think it's time. I've like, one of the swing and misses I had for my predictions was doing that with the tag team titles. Like, I think having two titles now, I don't think we need it. Like, just have the one champion go to both brands and have everybody chasing the one set of titles.
I'm a fan of making the champion like an attraction too. Like the champion doesn't need to be on every show. That's why I never really had a problem with Brock not being on TV all the time, because I thought that, like, think about going back to Hogan and Warrior and these guys, they weren't on Superstars every week. Even Bret Hart wasn't on Superstars every week. It was just they were there when they were there. And
in fact, that was a thing. Like, they would tell you before the show started, hey, Hogan's going to be on, and that was like a big deal. That Hogan's going to be on.
Made it special. So yeah, I'm all for that. Like I said, man, I'm bummed that Big E lost, because I feel like this is like obviously like a running thing where Brock just beats whoever has the title that's in the New Day. Whether it's
right. Well, at least it wasn't a couple of seconds. Yeah. And one of my points to that one, like one of my three things, like I'll just kind of throw it out now, was that on the, I love the Busted Open show.
Mm-hmm.
Bully Ray was saying, he thought that Big E is actually, like, his character is almost built for chasing the title. Like, you want to watch him chase the title.
Yeah.
And it was a little bit more exciting watching him chase it than it was seeing him as champion.
Yep.
And he had a little bit of a point there.
I would agree with that for sure. That it is a little more entertaining. I think that's the case for anybody, any face. They're way more entertaining when they are chasing that title. As far as the heels go, I think it's different. I think the
heels like slither their way.
Yeah, I mean, look at Roman. Roman is just being a prick, and it's great. It's amazing.
Right.
So I'm all here for the chase of the title. Daniel Bryan, the same thing. Like, he chased that title, leading up to WrestleMania 30, and that was like one of the most that sucked me back into wrestling for the most part.
Well, because you got an entire WrestleMania. Like, basically half that WrestleMania was the Daniel Bryan story.
Right.
Most people can't name, three off the top of their head, 3 matches from that WrestleMania.
That's a great point. Is that the WrestleMania where Rusev came out on a tank?
No, that is 31. I was there for that one.
Okay. All right.
But which was a damn good entrance even when you were there. No, this was Was it at Madison Square Garden? It was in an arena for sure.
No, it was in New Orleans. 30 was in New Orleans.
That's it. And and I remember the stage. Like, in my opinion, that was the best stage that for me. Like,
yep.
And I bet you it's people will be hard pressed to name me 3 matches besides the ones that Daniel Bryan was in, because you were so transfixed on that storyline for that entire show, which is like, that's some damn good writing, you know. So that was a damn good watch of a guy chasing the title.
Looking right now to see what the matches were.
Yeah,
it was. Let's see. Oh yeah. Oh my God. There's the names on here. The Shield defeated Kane and the New Age Outlaws.
Wow.
Cesaro won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. John Cena beat Bray Wyatt. I remember that. Brock beat The Undertaker. Obviously, everybody remembers that.
Right.
AJ Lee defeated Oksana, Alicia Fox, Brie Bella, Cameron, Emma, Eva Marie, Layla, Naomi, Natalia, Nikki Bella, Rosa Mendez. Oh my God, Summer Rae, and Tamina Snuka.
It's like Tamina Snuka, like the only one left out of all of them.
Her and Natalia.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah, man, that's wild. Good call on the people remembering that.
Right. Is that the one The Rock came out and like did the whole flamethrower thing?
I think so.
Yeah.
And I was loving. I remember that. I was like loving that Raw, that Mania, and then that happened. And I was like, oh, all right, enough. But yeah, back to day one. I mean, overall, I thought every match on the card delivered. Maybe not necessarily the result that I wanted, you know, going looking at our predictions and stuff, but it was entertaining. I think it was the best pay-per-view of the year so far.
That's hilarious. Yeah. It being on the first day of the year.
No, but it was enjoyable from top to bottom. One of my buddies was texting me the next day. He didn't watch it, but he's like, "Is it true that Brock won in 8 minutes?" I'm like, dude, yeah, you know, it was a fatal 4-way or five-way, whatever you want to call it. Like, they had to call it on the fly because of Roman. Like, I'm sure, and obviously, like, with Brock doesn't wrestle for a long time. Like, it's not like he beat him in 30 seconds like he did with Kofi. You know, it's like it was still entertaining, the whole pay-per-view from top to bottom. Or sorry, Premier Live Event. That's what they're called now. Premier Live Event was entertaining from top to bottom. So, I thought Liv Morgan looked great against Becky Lynch. I'm so bummed that she did not win. I kind of want this feud to continue. The Becky Lynch and Liv Morgan feud. I thought she was going to do it a couple times there. I thought Liv Morgan was going to do it, but she looked like $1 million. She looked great, Liv Morgan. And I don't mean like attractiveness wise. I mean wrestling wise.
No. She was a pro wressler last night, if that makes sense. Like that, not just a look. Like she was wrestling. Like she was the storyline pulled you in. She has the facial expressions that she has during the matches are they're on point. You know, it's like, you know, you really fit she brings your emotions into the character and into the match, which is what you're supposed to be doing.
Yep.
Yeah. No. I like one of these days. Like she will win this one day. Is what I was pulled away from this. Like she showed that, and see, and this is what I have to give her credit, even more credit here. Sometimes you get the feeling who's going to win a match in the middle of it because you can tell like this person is kind of mad that they're about to lose. Right. They did all this work and they're about to lose the title match. And you can kind of tell. The way that she wrestled this match was a true professional. I really thought that she was going to pull this off and she was really working. And to show like you're almost outworking, like, because that one thing about like not like Becky Lynch, you have to say that it works her at. Like she's gonna work you, and like she really works. You know, she's gonna. Your cardio better be up when you go against Becky.
Right, she can bring it.
Yes, and she was working her like she was, you know. So she was step for step with Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
So so yeah, very bravo.
It was a great match. I thought maybe the match of the night. Even like the Mad Cat, I kind of talked shit about this match before, but Mad Cat Moss and and Drew. That was a great match. Ridge Holland's nose did get broken in the in the pre-show with Sheamus, but with Sheamus and Ricochet, I should say, and Cesaro. But man, for we almost forgot about Edge and the Miz, and Beth Phoenix coming back. I think we all kind of knew Beth Phoenix was coming back, at least for this one time. Edge even said it like on his Instagram that like after this month, this is it. So I think she really did like leave the booth to spend more time with the family. But I think it was like, let me do this first, then I'm gonna go spend time with the family.
Right. It's like, let me get like who doesn't want their kids to see them? I don't blame any wrestler for coming back when their kids are like, big enough to see them like and understand what's happening with them in the ring, and then wanting to go back and do something great. Like
Except Goldberg.
but I hear them. Like I hear when they want to do that kind of stuff. So, even Goldberg, he didn't have to win the title. I hear you on that one. Though.
Yeah. Just get in the ring, you old man, and do your thing. But so our predictions, we kind of decided it was just another Ric Flair roll up win, sneak out the building. It doesn't count as a win for me, but it also doesn't count as a loss, I don't think, because 2 of the matches didn't happen the way they were supposed to happen. So you picked 3 correct. Mike picked 3 correct. I picked 1 correct, but I think we got to throw it out because 2 of the matches didn't happen the way they were supposed to.
Man. I am so torn.
I'm still here, baby.
I'm so torn on this because it's just like you said, like his even. Because that makes it a draw between me and Mike,
right?
Which makes the match a draw. It's just like, oh Jesus,
right? So we'll do it for the Rumble. We'll do it for the Rumble.
The Rumbles. I think what this is gonna be. Even though we're gonna have a whole show talking about this, but real quick, the Rumble is going to be very interesting. Like this is going to be one of the more interesting Rumbles there is.
Somebody slid into my DMs this week and mentioned like who they think is going to win the Royal Rumble. And I started thinking about it and I'm like, I have no fucking clue. Like if you ask me right now, who's going to win the Royal Rumble, I have no idea who I would pick. Honestly, probably right now, after his promo on Monday, I'd probably pick Big E.
Big E, and then that would make him like, because I think by the time Big E's all done, they're trying to, because all he really needs to do is win the SmackDown title, right? And then he's Grand Slam.
Oh, yeah.
And the United States title.
Yeah.
So, because he's even won the NXT title, right?
Right.
So,
right.
So winning the Rumble would also add to the resume. So that's not a bad pick. But this is going to be interesting.
Win the Rumble last year, right? He didn't win the Rumble last year, right?
No, he won Money in the Bank. He's one of the last few people. He was one of the last few people in the Rumble.
Yeah, that's right.
I think he was even in there when Christian got to the ring.
Yeah. Oh my God, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Right.
So, which was a big moment. Yeah. So, yeah, but it's going to be an interesting, like I'm really like what 30 people are going to even be in the Rumble. So that's what I'm trying to say. Like, it's going to be an interesting Rumble.
You know who's in the Rumble? And it's got me like, WTF? Johnny Knoxville.
Yes.
Like it's 2021, right? Maybe if this was 2001 or 2002, whenever the Jackass movie came out, maybe the first Jackass movie, maybe this is relevant. Maybe this is like, okay.
And he shouldn't count as it shouldn't count.
No, they should make it 31 people if he's going to be in it because he's taking somebody's spot.
Exactly.
And realistically, how many people do you think are out there that are like, that aren't wrestling fans that are like, oh, Johnny Knoxville is in the Royal Rumble?
He should not eliminate anybody.
I'm going to order that. Like,
right.
I know
they're not going to order it for that. No, or pick up Peacock because
right. Like nobody's watching this because of Johnny Knoxville. Like,
and I'm going to go see the movie. Like, I really don't need to. I already want to see it. I don't need you to. I don't need any extra hype. My ticket is already bought to the new Jackass movie.
I get cross promoting, and I get having these names show up and do things with on the shows, but it's just like, man, like, why are you having them take somebody's spot in the Rumble?
Right. Like you said, make it 31.
Yeah.
He comes in, does a nice comedy spot, gets eliminated, and we get on with business. And they get to say the Jackass movie name about 10 times while he's in there.
Right.
They subliminally get you, even though, again, I'm gonna go. Like, I already know this is a movie I want to see, so I don't need him to do this.
Yeah. Nobody needs him to do it. Nobody.
Because whoever wants to see the movie has already decided that they're gonna go see the movie. So
right. If you're a Johnny Knoxville fan, you are going to see the movie. You know it's coming out. You're going to see it. It's like,
or you just want to see a bunch of fails,
How many extra people are going to go see the movie, or how many extra people because he's in the Royal Rumble, or how many extra people are going to watch the Royal Rumble because he's in it? I don't know, but we're starting to get, it's Royal Rumble season. We're getting all the people to that I declare that I'm in the Royal Rumble.
Yes.
We got the Street Profits. I forget who else already, but we're getting quite a bit of folks ready for the Rumble. New Year's Evil, we'll run through that real quick. That happened, and man, RIP to Black and Gold NXT. And of course, with the news coming out today that the next day, Steven Regal was let go, or William Regal. I'm sorry.
RIP to the everything Black and Gold has.
Road Dogg is gone. It's like, man, this. So originally,
title.
Originally, I was like, damn, this sucks, man. I get it. I don't understand. So let me start over. I don't understand getting rid of Regal. I don't understand getting rid of Road Dogg, because you still need to develop these guys, especially if you're going like this young route.
They brought like a whole young corp in of people that are not wrestlers.
Right. It would make more sense if, like, when they were signing guys from Ring of Honor and stuff like that,
right,
to then get rid of, like, you don't need these trainers. You just have, like, I guess coaches or whatever. But now I feel like more than ever you need these guys, because you're bringing in all these guys that, necessarily guys and girls that don't have a wrestling background or a sports entertainment background. And now they're just throwing them to the wolves. But I was like pissed about the pay-per-view, or I keep calling it a pay-per-view. It wasn't really a pay-per-view. The special last night.
We're old school. Like, we just used, like, the thing at the big event of the month is
exactly
in my mind is a pay-per-view. I'm with you on that.
I was kind of pissed at it, like the results, and just like the Black and Gold brand is dying and all this stuff. And I love the Black and Gold brand so much, but I saw a thing on Instagram or Twitter where it was like, you didn't mourn over, the golden era dying. You didn't mourn over the attitude era dying.
Right.
You just move on and you try to enjoy it the best you can. And if it's not for you, it's not for you.
Right.
So I'm going to try to give NXT a chance. There was some good matches last night. I thought the Braun Breaker and Tommaso Ciampa match, I thought that was spectacular.
Yeah.
I actually thought Mandy Rose did a great job, and I thought the Carmelo Hayes and Roderick Strong match was really good.
That was a good match. Mandy Rose has really gotten comfortable in her role.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess 3 out of the 4 matches that are on the Wikipedia here were good. And Riddle and MSK versus defeating Imperium wasn't even like bad. It just like wasn't. These other ones stood out to me.
Not enough Walter.
Yeah. That's a good point.
What I think was the problem with that match. There needed to be more Riddle and Walter. We only got a couple of exchanges of that. It's a big event. Let them do it.
Yep.
Because I'm guessing like that was to get Walter, because Walter he's got to end up on the main roster at some point. Him and Imperium. End up there.
And now what happens with Ciampa? You think Ciampa goes to the main roster?
That's what it looks like. Like, that's what they made it look like on that. Like, as he was walking off, and the thank you Ciampa, and then Ciampa even saying thank you and on his posts at the end.
I really hope they don't mess him up, though. Like, let him be a badass brute. Like, just beats the shit out of people.
Leave him the way he is, and he's fine. Just leave it. He doesn't need to tell jokes. Just music hits. He walks out, has a hard hitting match. Everybody will love it. Just leave it.
Yep, and he's going to lose his first name. We know that, but that's all right.
Ciampa.
Yeah, New Year's Evil recap, man. It was just it just was I don't know. Anyway, that was the two big events for this week. Then we've got we'll talk some WWE here first.
Sure.
Oh, actually, let's backtrack here and talk New Year's Evil one more time.
Right.
Braun obviously wins the belt. Braun Breaker. You know what is hilarious to me is they brought his dad out, or he brought his dad out afterwards.
Right.
And it's like, hey, we're not going to acknowledge his not real last name, but his
the family stage name.
Yeah, exactly. But we're going to bring his dad out here to celebrate. Like, okay, this guy's
like
name
having a Von Erich, like even though their last name isn't really Von Erich, but it'll be like having a person in the Von Erich family not use the Von Erich name. Is like,
I was today years old when I found out that the Von Erich's last name was not Von Erich. It's not?
No.
Oh my God, you're right. It's Adkisson.
No, their dad was like, so that was back in the day when everybody like almost like how Hulk Hogan got his name. Everybody had to be like from a country and and have this character like from a country. So he was like Baron, he was the communist, right?
Yeah.
He was like so Von Erich because it sounded like a German name. So and then the Claw and so like and then they became baby faces when they got to Texas and kept the Von Erich.
But their real last name is Atkinson.
Yes.
Wow.
So they're not German.
I feel like somebody just told me that there's no such thing as Santa.
So
Damn.
yeah, so that same thing with the Steiners. But I think they're gonna, just like we had Charlotte for a while, like she was just Charlotte. And then as she climbed the ladder, they added the flair when she got to the main roster and started and showed that she has the it. And then
they took her name, then they took her last name away, gave it back to her, took it away. They've changed it up on her a couple of times.
Yeah. But they definitely started the flair, they put the flair in there, and their last name is really Fleer,
Right.
So, so it's showbiz.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he probably likes it. Like, I think he kind of likes being like, he's able to make his star on his own first. And then, show everybody, no, I don't need to have Steiner in my name for you to notice me.
Right. That's a good point.
And then I think later on they will do it.
That's a good point. A great episode of Raw. I thought I don't want to say great, good episode of Raw this week. Again, very entertaining with Brock. Brock is killing it.
He is.
And I'm so excited that we're getting Brock.
Planet Hulk Brock.
Yeah. I just hope sometimes when you get these like two gigantic men battling it out, it turns into like just a sloppy mess. I hope that doesn't happen.
Yeah, because they're both of them are so agile. And all like with all due respect to Taker, but you had, on those Brock and Taker matches, Brock had to take care of Taker. Taker was not in his prime anymore.
Right.
So now you got two guys like pretty close anyway to their prime, and that are pretty agile. So we should get a good big man match here.
Definitely. Also, I'm loving Edge, and we kind of touched on it a little while ago, but I think Edge and Beth Phoenix together is so cool. Not just because they're married, but like, they have
a chemistry.
It's part of it.
They have an on-screen chemistry too. Like everybody doesn't. And
they're just these two legends that like obviously they're together, but like then they're gonna wrestle this match together. Like I think that's so cool.
Sure.
You know what? My kid Edge came out during the day one pay-per-view, and my kid just goes, "I love Edge." I'm like, dude, me too. Like he's never been like the top guy, my top favorite or anything like that. Like that music hits, his look. He is a little, he definitely is looking a little old at the moment, but
what do you want?
He is old, like, yeah,
right.
It's all good. But
right.
I just enjoy Edge so much.
No, Ed, like you said, the look. Go ahead on pay-per-views. Go ahead and use the Brood character.
Oh yeah.
I'm for it. I'll get a tea. Heck, I'll get a fig that's got the bird thing going.
Right.
What else? I just like you said, like he's got to go. Like I'm happy for Christian too that he found a niche to be an AEW, like his AEW and Impact, I should say, right? Like so, found a niche where he's happy, and it looks like Edge is happy. So
yep.
That's one thing about having the different companies. Like people can be happy.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm watching the replay of Rey Fenix's arm snapping. We'll get into that in a little bit. Maurice actually posted a very interesting post on her Instagram. Trying to pull it up here, and she had clothes on. It was actually about her and Beth Phoenix. At the Royal Rumble, Beth Phoenix and Maurice will be the first women to face each other in 3 different decades in WWE history: 2006, 2011, and 2022. That's pretty cool. Especially like for Maurice, who like came from like the Diva Search. Like that's pretty good. And same thing with Beth Phoenix, like the Beth Phoenix the Icons series that they did on the network. If you guys haven't watched that about Beth Phoenix, go check that out.
No, she's got a good one.
It's really super good. Super good.
There was stuff about her story I didn't know.
Same.
Which I like. That's what I like about the documentaries. And yeah, hers is good. She's got a good story.
Yep. That was it for my 3 things. I think we touched. Oh no, I've got a couple other things. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
That wasn't 3 things.
Hit it.
Just some AEW talk here. Not hating, but that they keep showing highlights of the street fight between the ladies from Rampage last week, and I'm sorry, that match was not good. And I saw all the highlights of where people.
I like the tight jeans on your girl, but
I love Ty Conti, but that pile driver onto the table that they keep showing was awful. Did not look good on either side.
No.
It was just a mess. And then you got Tony Khan, we'll get into this in a little bit.
Right.
You got Tony Khan talking about, I let Big Swole go because she can't wrestle. I'm not saying Ty Conti and Anna Jay cannot wrestle, but like if you watch that match and then you watch some of Big Swole's matches, like
Big Swole like that was
they're on the same level. That's kind of what I'm getting at.
Yeah. Not a true statement.
But
I've seen Big Swole many a times in the independent APW that I go to up here, and she wrestles just fine. Like no. I'm gonna say no.
Yeah. Breaking news as we're recording this, thanks to the Bleacher Report app, Rey Fenix does in fact have a broken arm. Spoiler alert. According to the Wrestling Observer, Rey Fenix has broken arm. AEW star suffered an arm injury.
To be. Like as looking at it, there's no way it could not.
Yeah, my buddy's like, it looks like he separated his arm. I'm like, no, dude, that's like a compound fracture. It's going the wrong way.
Broken. Yeah. Damn,
like, lucky the bone wasn't sticking out.
Right.
But
and Phil was blaming Luchasaurus like immediately in the chat.
Oh, I didn't see that. That's just I think it's just a freak thing. I mean, I've watched it a couple times now. Just his arm went back and he landed on it. It's just one of those things. Jade is the TBS champion.
Yes.
How much of you thinks this is like a reaction? Like, how much of you thinks Ruby was supposed to win this, and then all this Big Swole stuff came out, and now they're like, oh, let's call an audible, and we can say, we put the TBS championship on a African American woman.
About 80%.
All right. Because I don't think Big Swole's, not Big Swole. I don't think Jade is ready. She still looks sloppy. I think she's gotten way better than when she first started.
Yes.
But sure. I don't think she's ready to be a title holder.
No, she just, like, right now, like, her size and strength is, like, kind of like what you're saying. It's almost like think Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah.
When he first, like, started the character where he was running down to the ring, where if you go watch some of those first matches, as much as I love the Ultimate Warrior, it's like, we're lucky he didn't kill somebody. Seriously.
Oh my God. That's one thing as a wrestling fan, as an adult, like you go back and watch all the matches you loved and stuff.
Right.
And I'm like, man, I loved the Ultimate Warrior when I was a kid. Now
he
I'm like,
killed somebody. Seriously,
he's a terrible wrestler.
Especially like when those wrestling challenge matches.
Oh my god, yeah,
Against
beats
the local
shit out of
talent,
the jobbers, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how he didn't break somebody's neck with those clotheslines. But same thing with Jay. Like I've seen some stiffs, like and she's just big and strong. She's not, but I've seen some stiff stuff. Just like the storytelling, we make fun of Ruby Soho, but she's a professional wrestler though. Like she can tell a story.
She's a good wrestler.
Yeah. And you can see her kind of, for lack of a better word, carrying her like, hey, slow down. Like we're supposed to be we're telling a story here.
Right.
And you're not going to just, basically you're not going to just run me over. Like this is a title match. You on national TV, you got to like slow down and tell the story. And she was struggling with that, like in this match. But but hey, champ. Her daughter was there. I liked the outfit. Like she looked like the old school Storm.
Yep, that was cool. Actually, yeah.
So she, like you said, give her some time. Give her some time. She'll be all right.
Mm-hmm. And then we talked about Rey Fenix snapping his arm, but Jurassic Express won the tag team titles tonight.
I wonder if that was like, so going back to what you're saying, I wonder if that was supposed to be the outcome.
I was thinking the same thing because but like somebody like Jungle Boy's mom was there, or his sister or something was in the crowd, like right there. Right. So I'm wondering if it was planned. Like she was front row.
I think or maybe she was in the crowd for when he went for when he wrestled for the TV title as well.
Oh, okay. All right.
So I think they just kind of come when he's got a big match. But
gotcha.
I don't think we'll hear about it one day. But it's 50-50 for me that was supposed to happen.
Yeah.
That they were supposed to win the championship.
Yeah, and I think it's cool that I like Jurassic Express. I like the music. Right. I'm saying positive things here about AEW, guys. Take notes.
I have that theme song on my running mix.
So I'm kind of here for a Luchasaurus.
Yeah, guy that didn't think I like AEW. I'm like
Jungle Boy run. I think that could be good. I think it's going to be good. I like that they had all the tag teams at the end come out.
I'm glad they finally won. Like I used to kind of like, if you go listen to past episodes, I was upset that they kept having them lose the big match. They would get all the way to the big match and lose every time.
Yeah, and all it took was Rey Fenix snapping his arm in half for them to get the title. Yeah, I tried to say something nice and keep it positive, and then I went and screwed it up.
Well, when you have a disaster like that happen on right in front of everybody on TV, it's kind of hard not to say something up like so.
It is.
So please, like, I'm gonna look at Twitter when we're done here, and I want to see some honesty here. Like, oh, that's a disaster.
Yep.
I'm not big tag team. Like, it's your first night on TBS.
Yeah. I mean, that kind of stuff happens.
The referees throwing the X's up because somebody botched something.
That kind of stuff happens. It's a like a freak thing. I think, like we were saying with Phil, thinking that it was Luchasaurus' fault. I think it's just. I mean, I've only seen it a couple of times, but I think it's just the way his arm went back, and he just happened to land on it. But we also got CM Punk, who like will not stop talking about WWE. Like, let it go.
I really think it's a work. I do.
I think he knows his audience. He knows that's going to get the crowd worked up. Exactly. It's going to get the crowd on his side because most of the crowd that watches AEW or loves AEW hates WWE. Exactly. So I think he's just feeding into that and getting the crowd fired up.
Yes.
Yes. Which I guess, to his credit, that's what a performer does. So
right. But I'm not like, you know what? I'm not even mad. I'm not going to be mad that he's doing it. but I'm calling it like you're saying, but I'm calling a spade a spade. I think it's a work. I think he's totally doing it tongue in cheek to have the crowd in the palm of his hand. do it. Like if it's working, if it's working, do it.
Yep. Yeah. It's getting people talking. We're talking about it. So,
right.
That's it for my three things.
I think we
touched everything. I think we touched it all.
I think even for me, like just in the course of talking about wrestling.
All right. So we got some news here. We talked about it a little bit. Road Dogg and Regal were released this week.
The Drew one is the one that got me though. Like,
I know, man.
I just think him, even as the commit, like I think you could have kept him as the commissioner. And I'm pretty sure his knowledge backstage is invaluable.
You could have done something with him, for sure. Whether it was with NXT or even work, like even as a producer, you could have had him doing something.
Exactly.
So, it's just it was a.
Do a meet and greet, Willie? I'll come.
Yeah, hell yeah! I love Regal. He's one of my favorites.
Take a picture of my arm behind my back.
Yeah. I wish we at least got like a man's man Steven Regal or William Regal. I keep calling him Steven Regal. Yes. William Regal figure before he got let go, but maybe he'll sign a Legends deal and we'll still get one.
Everybody still wants that check. He'll sign it.
Yeah. But then Drew McIntyre is apparently taking some time off. He's got a little bit of a neck injury going on. Allegedly, there was some rumors going around that Sasha was hurt. She had to be helped to the back.
A couple of videes of that on the.
Yeah, but apparently she's all right. She said on Twitter that she's good. So
okay,
we'll see what happened. I don't think we need to get into Tony Khan's awful tweet about Big Swole anymore. It's just like, why do you have to reply? That's my just let it go. He stirred the pot by replying, in my opinion.
Exactly.
We're like, if he just let it, first of all, Vince isn't gonna react to something.
That's one thing I gotta give him credit for. Like he's like, he's not gonna waste his time. Let them say what they want to say. Of $1 billion corporation, I really don't need to talk to you.
Right. I've got other things going on. So Tony Khan should be worried about other things, not what Big Swole is saying.
No.
And speaking of Tony, he's got a big signing that he keeps talking about, a dream signing. And Phil actually brought up a good point here. Like, is this his shtick just to generate, interest? Like, is this all he can do to try to get people to watch? Is like, hey, I've got this guy you used to like 10 years ago in the wings, ready to come out. Or, maybe not even 10 years ago. Maybe it is somebody who, got released recently. Maybe it's, I don't want to say it's Bray or anything like that, but, you never know. Whoever his dream signing is, could it be like, why does he have to keep teasing this? Just let it happen.
Well, plus, okay, to piggyback on that, I think I was probably, I want to give the right credit here because this is not my own thought, but I want to say Burry Marks on Instagram. So people did criticize WWE like back in the day, like a few years ago when they were just signing people, like just so that nobody else could have them, right? Yep. And then you signed all these people and you had nothing for it. Like the problem, like that's why we're seeing this big wrestling, like the dump of all these talents, is because they had too many. Like literally, I think they just had too many wrestlers.
Yep.
Okay. Even with the 3 shows, you did not need that many wrestlers. You didn't. So, which makes it watered down. Like that makes your storylines watered down and everything when you have too many wrestlers.
Yep.
Now AEW. So AEW is starting to make the same mistake. Whatever name they think everybody knows, let's sign them. Like let's make every time you hear a release, such and such, all elite. Like, well, do you really want that? Like, do you really want every single person that is a free agent going to AEW?
Right. And you don't, because there's only so much TV time that can go around.
And stop it with Dark. Like Dark is the wrestling challenge. Like it's this generation's wrestling challenge is what it is.
I don't even think it is wrestling challenge because like I remember watching Wrestling Challenge. Like I don't like it's on YouTube randomly. Like it's not even, I don't know.
Well, you watch people go against, local talent and
right. Okay. I see what you're saying.
Is basically what I was going with that. Like, that you have like all of a sudden Hobbs has all these wins. And then I'm like, and then all you have to do, like, remember that Simpsons episode where the nerds were asking, what's your Exita? Oh, how did you get on the dragon? And every time you see something like that, a wizard, right? So the same thing with the records on AEW. Every time you see somebody's record jumps up, AEW dark.
Yeah.
So that's all this is.
That's true. Yeah, it's just enough. Like build your guys or sign some independent guys. Stop teasing with all these, like build some new wrestlers. Anyway. And then the last thing that I've got on news here is my girl Ty Connie and Sammy Guevara. I thought they were trolling, to be honest with you. Like at first I was like, oh, they actually are together. And then I'm seeing all these posts and stuff, and I'm like, okay, they're trolling everybody. Yeah. Like they're just doing this they know what they're doing. But then they confirmed it on Twitter that they actually are in love. So sorry, Pam. Sorry, Ty's ex-husband.
I think it would have been even better. Like if you go, rewind back to like Sammy announcing that he's breaking up with his fiance, right? And you don't have to mention Ty by name, but maybe say something. Things happen. Like I'm sure most of us adults have been there at some point in your life where something like this happened. It happened.
Mm-hmm.
I apologize to Pam. I didn't mean for this to happen, but I can't help what I'm feeling. And boom, I think everybody would have been all right. Then that would have been the end of it.
Right.
But to keep saying, oh, that's not why, dude.
Right. Come on. We know we're smarter than that, Sam.
Right. We've seen her walk down the aisle. We get it.
On that note, we're going to pay some bills. All right, guys. It is also now time to walk that toy aisle.
I'm going to walk that aisle.
Walk that toy aisle is when we dive into the world of wrestling figures, action figures, not just wrestling, Ninja Turtles, Simpsons, whatever we want to talk about action figure wise. It's brought to you by Homage. You can pay homage by using our affiliate link over at runinpod.com and use the code TheRunin15 for 15% off of any order. If you're on Patreon and you're watching the video, I'm wearing a very nice homage sweater that Zach Egoff, Inner Circle member, commented on during the Instagram live video I did before we went on the air about how nice it was. So, and the best thing is it's like a quarter zip with the high collar, and it's got hoodie pockets. It's super comfortable. I love this thing. I wear it all the time. And you can get it over
tonight, or kind of went semi. Like we kind of went no wrestling.
Yeah, no wrestling stuff on for either one of us tonight, which is crazy. Yeah, it is crazy. So let's talk toys. Here we go.
Yes.
We've got a lot of news from Figure Collections and Chella Toys. First up, Dwayne Gill is the latest announcement for the Chella FC bone crushing wrestler. Wave, there will be one more announced for wave number 1. Also Thursday, actually that'll be tomorrow, so you guys will already have seen it. The prototype image for Brian Clark, aka Adam Bomb and Blue Meanie, will be revealed. Yes. Saturday, January 22nd will be the pre-order date for Brian Clark and Blue Meanie. You'll be able to pre-order those bone crushing wrestlers from Figure Collections on that day, January 22nd. Mark it down.
You're definitely going so I know your Adam Bomb's 100% for you.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. 100%. I don't know about Blue Meanie, although with the video he put out, I think I might end up grabbing it.
It looks decent. It looks like a decent fig.
Yeah.
He's toyetic.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I don't have any other representation of him in my collection, so
there you go.
I might have to grab it. But yeah. And then early February is the approximate pre-ordered time frame for Sonny Ono and Ultimo Dragon 2-pack.
That is a definite for me.
Yeah, man. I'm like, because there's so much that's like, there's no representation of managers. Like that is a big one for me. Like I want to grab that very, 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 very.
When I liked like when they wrestled on Nitro, like when they would come out with all the belts and everything, and they always got my attention every time. And then Ultimo Dragon's a damn good wrestler.
I love, and I said it last week, I think, when we talked about these, when they announced the Ultimo Dragon, that there is a lot of different attires that they could use for him. So I think that's going to be a good sign by them. So and then the last thing, we mentioned it a little bit earlier, Giant Haystacks and Dynamite Kid are back up for pre-order at shop.figurecollections.com, and you can use the code use the code RUN10 to save 10% there and get your hands on those. That Dynamite Kid, man, is money. It looks so good. And then we got some bad news from Chella. Bad news if you're in the US, awesome news if you're in the UK. They announced that they are teaming up with Wrestling Trader, and they're doing a retro exclusive of Greg the Hammer Valentine in the Rhythm and Blues attire. Rhythm and Blues Greg the Hammer Valentine, which if you are a Hasbro enthusiast, you know that this almost happened in the world of Hasbro.
Wasn't it like a failed or didn't happen kind of a figure?
Yep, exactly. So it never made it to the shelves. There's pictures of it. Matt Cardona owns it or owns the prototype, one or the other. And this is like, we need this, but right now it is only a UK exclusive, and Wrestling Traders shipping to the US is not cheap. I'm not bashing them or anything like that. I get, shipping is expensive. But the shipping to the United States from this Wrestling Trader website is more than the figure.
Yes,
which is
just
wild.
for the shipping. Just for the shipping.
Because I want that Al Snow too, and it's too much because it's more than the figure. So a few of us have talked about maybe going in as a group for Al Snow or Greg the Hammer Valentine. So we'll have to see what actually happens, but. Man, I'm so bummed that it's not like readily available through Jack at Figure Collections or something like that, because that is a great get for Chella Toys. Chella Toys, man, they are bringing it.
They're trying to, they see what's happening with, the NECAs and the Super Sevens of the world, and they are like, we can be in on this in the wrestling world. And that's basically what I see them as, is like the nostalgic premium figure. That's something other than the Mattel mainstream figure. So
don't forget, they've got a 6-inch line coming too, or 7-inch line coming too, that'll fit right in with the Mattels and stuff. So they are bringing it. Between that, the retros, and then the BCWs, the bone crushing wrestlers, they've got it covered. And a lot of these guys that they're signing, they're going to try to use, for all 3 series. So we could be getting an Al Snow in 7-inch form. We could be getting an Al Snow bone crusher. So the possibilities are endless. And just being friends with Jack, I have some inside information that I can't share, but I can tell you, like, they are going to blow your mind with some of the guys that they are working on signing or have signed and are going to announce shortly. So just be ready. It's going to be Chella. I am all in on Chella for all the guys that I want and stuff like that. They are
they're right up the alley. I'm glad that they I'm not a big Hasbro, but I'm glad that I had almost all, a lot, I would say, of the bone crusher. So I'm happy about that. I do so I thought I had I got the Dynamite Kid and Mattel one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you haven't gotten the retro. You didn't get the retro.
I'm waiting for it to put with my Davy Boy and then have the British
Gotcha. I gotcha. Then out of the world of wrestling, this kicked me right in the wallet.
Yes.
So Super 7 announced the Simpsons, the Ultimate Simpsons, a couple weeks ago, or a couple months ago now. They announced Wave 1. They just announced Wave 2, which is very tempting. It is Bartman.
Yep.
It is Duffman.
Yep.
It is Hank Scorpio, who I don't remember.
You don't remember Scorpio?
No,
like
I don't.
When Homer gets hired by this company, and it's in this this whole other town, so he has to move, and it was like the perfect place to work, except Hank Scorpio was a terrorist.
Oh my God, I don't remember that.
Yes.
But the fourth of Wave 2 is Krusty the Clown.
Hey, kids!
Yeah. Wow, that is an incredible Krusty the Clown impression.
Oh, I love Krusty. That's
oh my God,
a definite. He's coming. Like that, I'm getting that. But and
so
any of my friends that know me from high school, they know, they probably saw that for me. It's like, oh, DJ's gonna get that. So
I need to make a decision whether I want to order these like 3 out of the 4, or do I just go all 4?
Yeah.
I'm trying to find Wave 1.
Yeah, I jumped in on the Silverhawks. Like that was my okay. I think I'm just gonna do it because I knew I was gonna want the whole team of the Silverhawks. So, and like our saying on this show, it's not going to be any cheaper,
right?
So, Krusty is a definite. I'm think like this. You got to go and watch the Scorpio episode.
I was just thinking that I might look it up.
It's hilarious. It's one of the funniest episodes especially if you're a Homer fan, because Homer has some good one-liners in that particular episode.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure there's some Duffman guys out there, because Duffman is off the hook.
Duffman is like one of the ones I want to. I definitely want to grab.
And I'm waiting for Disco Stew. That's my other. Disco Stew likes to.
Yeah, man. And then I'm looking here at the other ones that are coming, and it's Mo.
Damn. So you can put him on your bar.
Yep. Deep Space Homer, and then Robot Itchy and Scratchy.
Wow.
I see, like Itchy and Scratchy I can pass on because I'd rather have like regular Itchy and Scratchy. Same thing with the Deep Space Homer. I'd rather just have a regular Homer Simpson. So maybe I can justify just buying Mo. Oh, and it's Poochie. I forgot about Poochie.
Right. Yeah, I wasn't big on Poochie, but but when they have a regular Homer, I think I'll do that. But this Krusty is this is like one of the best Krusties I've seen. So
that's what I'm trying to decide is like, do I buy do I buy Bart or do I buy Bartman? Do I buy, you know what I mean? Like, do I just buy, like, I try to do this with like the Office Pops where like I just get one of the main characters. I don't need like 5 different Michael Scotts. I just need, same thing with the Seinfeld Pops. Like I just need one Jerry. I don't need 15 different Jerrys.
No, you don't. It just hit me, and I could put that Bartman on the Batman shelf right here, like on my Batman shelf.
There it is, man.
Wow.
What's good about Entertainment Earth or Big Bad Toy Store, wherever you're ordering these from, is they don't charge you until they ship. So
not till they ship.
You can pre-order and then think about it.
So not till the Silverhawk ship do I need to go dance on the corner with a hat.
Then we also got some information about more Super 7 news. Right. Glow in the Dark Mutagen Man 7-inch Ninja Turtles Ultimate. I need these exclusives to stop. This is a Entertainment Earth exclusive. I thought this was a re-release. I thought this had already come out and they were just like Toy Arc was just sharing it again or whatever.
Right.
Because I ordered a bunch of Ultimate Edition Ninja Turtles that were like exclusives. They were exclusive to Big Bad Toy Store. It was Sewer Samurai Leonardo and Wrath in Disguise that I ordered, pre-ordered, and those will be coming later this year. But yeah, I didn't realize Mutagen Man was not ordered yet. So joke's on me. I do have
the glow in the dark Mutagen Man.
Yep. Wave 4 just shipped of the Ninja Turtles Ultimates for me. So it's Casey Jones, it is Donatello, it is Muckman and Joe Eyeball and Mondo Gecko. So I think that's actually the last one where I bought all 4 because I don't need, like, Wave 5 is very weird. Like, it's a bunch of weird guys I don't remember, but like I need Krang and stuff like that. So the Super 7s, man, they're expensive. It's $179 for all 4 of them. It might even be more expensive now, but they are worth it, and they are based off the Playmate toys. So they look like the toys you had when you were a kid, but they're just better. They even come with like the weapons thing that had all the weapons stuck together.
Right. On the one piece of sheet plastic.
Exactly.
You twisted them.
Yep. Exactly. So
had the sharp edges when you got got it off of the sheet.
Yep. I really need to make up my mind about these Simpsons. I'm staring at them so hard right now.
Because they did them so well. Like they look like it's almost like you have like this animated thing sitting on your shelf. Like that's how good they look.
Yep. Man,
right off the screen. No, it's. I think I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna Krusty and then put the Bartman on the Batman shelf. I think I made up my mind.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do Bartman, Krusty, and Mo for right now.
Mo is pretty dope, though.
I think he's a main character. You got to have the main characters.
Hey,
and then I'll wait for the others.
Right.
One Star Wars note here: Black Series prototype armor. Boba Fett repack was revealed.
That's right.
Black Series with all this repack bullshit. I know Star Wars. It's like, what else can they make? But it's just, I'm so over the Black Series at this point. It's sad. It's sad.
Yeah, I mean, because it's not. It's like I don't know. It's almost like how you see like, and I'm not dogging the AEW figures, but just how they just kind of renamed it and kind of put a couple of other colors on the package, but it's the same figure.
That's exactly what they just changed the packaging. They've done that a bunch of times with the Star Wars Black Series. I mean, that's how I've gotten some guys, but like that's how I got like Greedo and stuff like that. But at the same time, it's like, all right, give me something new here. Give me something to get excited about. This doesn't really excite me. I've actually been thinking about unloading all my Star Wars. I actually been thinking about unloading my G.I. Joes too and just sticking to Ninja Turtles and WWE or wrestling figures as I'm talking about buying Super 7 Simpsons. But
yes.
There's a reason. I have a reason in weekly purchases to talk, like why I would buy the Simpsons ones. So
gotcha. And I also like the McFarlane has a new line from Batman Beyond.
Yeah.
So you got a blue, like the blue symbol, Batman Beyond, and you also have the female who unmasked. And this, like, what was that villain there?
Meltdown.
Yeah. And it looks like, does he glow?
It looks like he does. Let's see. I'll click on Entertainment Earth to order him. It looks like he does go in the dark. Yeah.
Right. It looks like he's glowing.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
I have the red, because I have the red symbol, Batman Beyond on the bat shelf.
Mm-hmm.
So it's starting to make me think I need to continue.
Have you, as a Batman fan, have you bought those the 60s Batman figures at Target?
I'm going to. And I want that with the Batmobile. I like
and the Bat Cave. The Bat Cave is there.
I saw the Bat Cave as well. And it was pretty reasonably priced.
I saw the Bat Cave tonight. It was only $30, I believe.
That's what I'm saying. Like the whole series really is pretty reasonable. So
I see those all the time, and I'm like, it's like one of those. I remember watching that show so much when I was a kid on the Family Channel.
Right. And somewhere around here, I got the full show, like the DVDs? Complete series. Yeah,
we might have to do a little something with that. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But I had the 3.75 size figures that Funko made,
I remember that.
And the Batmobile. And then I was just like, I was downsizing, and I just ended up getting rid of them. It's like I don't really love these things, but like I have like a Justice League Batman, and that's really it for DC guys.
Right.
So, but I'm really giving some thought to just wrestling and just
until Black Adam comes out.
Yeah. We'll see. I try to stick, even with the Marvel stuff, I try to stick like to the classics. I don't really do a lot of the newer stuff. But with me saying that I am trying to stick to wrestling and Ninja Turtles, again, as I'm probably placing an order for the Super 7 Simpsons figures. It got me thinking though, DJ, do you have any New Year's resolutions as a collector? Like collecting New Year's resolutions?
I'm going to continue, like, and I heard that, because I was listening to a talk show and how they were like, it's okay to continue, like, sometimes a New Year's resolution you're not gonna be able to do it in a year.
Yeah.
So it's all right to continue one. So yeah, I'm going to continue to try to up my game on the non-wrestling. Like,
all right.
Yeah.
You're going the opposite. You're going to get out of that, not out of the wrestling, but cut back on wrestling.
No. Right. Or that's the thing. It's probably not going to be getting back. It's just, I need to, I like the 60s Batman, for example, so why aren't I, and I've seen it a few times. Why didn't, if that was a wrestler, I would have picked it up. So what's wrong with me? Right.
Dude, I have that same thought in my mind all the time. Or I'll be like, I'll get a couple packages in the mail, and I'm like, man, why did I buy this? Or not, why did I grab this now or whatever? But I'm like, if I was at Target or whatever and I saw it, I would have grabbed it. You know what I mean? I just happened to be able to order it and got it shipped to me instead. Right. And paid, $5 extra or whatever. That's a couple sodas or, thing of chicken nuggets or whatever.
Right.
So my New Year's resolution, I don't believe in real New Year's resolutions. I think it's I don't know. I think it's everybody wants to lose weight. Everybody wants to make more money, no matter what time of the year it is.
I'm about to say, that's not really a resolution.
Yeah, I set a goal for myself for 2020 in real life, not in action figure collecting, but I think that's different than a resolution. Okay. But for me, collecting it's slimming down what I'm collecting. I'm collecting too much right now, like the G.I. Joes, Star Wars, Marvel. I need to just cut back to what I really love, and what I really love is the wrestling figures and the Ninja Turtles, and maybe a couple of spin-off things here and there. Just I have Transformers, but that collection is pretty much done for right now. Right. I don't really need anything else there. So yeah, I think for me, it's sticking to my guns with what I'm collecting. Like those Batman figures, the 60s Batman figures are so tempting while I'm in Target. But I'm like, I don't need them. I have nowhere to put them. They're going to go sit in the guest room right now while I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing with my life. So that's mine, is just to, and also one thing I want to try to do, I think Phil does this, is I want to have money in my PayPal, and you only use that on figures. Nice. Not necessarily using my checking account or my credit card or anything like that. I want to use just the money I have in PayPal from selling stuff or however it ends up in there, flipping stuff or whatever.
Right.
And
or every now and then, you have a figure itch, you didn't find a real figure that you really wanted, so put that money in your PayPal account.
Exactly.
That might be another way to do it.
Exactly. So, all right, man, what do you got for weekly purchases this week?
All right, so coming up, and if it doesn't get, if the freaking coronavirus doesn't cancel it,
that's still a thing.
You telling me? And then, I was getting ready for. There's a Comic-Con coming to Stockton here in California. Darby Allin's going to be there.
Nice.
And this man's going to be there. Penta.
Nice.
Whose arm did not. He's the Lucha brother whose arm did not get broken tonight. But it's the second. It's the black and gold one.
Nice. I like those black and gold ones.
Yeah, and then so I'm gonna have him sign that. I have the television champion Darby Allin figure to sign for Darby. So I'm ready for this Comic-Con coming up.
Nice, man. Nice. I am all in on signed figures. I've never really been big on the signed figures before.
Oh, it's a whole experience of it. You know what I mean? It's a little bit of a rush and a little bit of and then you have this to display after when you're done. So no, I'm for it.
I've always been an 8x10 guy, getting 8x10 signed, and now I've got the Jerry Lawler signed, I've got my Sergeant Slaughter Ultimate signed.
Right.
I got
great with great signatures.
Yeah,
those guys have great signatures.
I got a Kane figure signed. So now I'm looking at guys that are coming to the area. Kurt Angle's going to be here sometime next year. So I think I'm gonna rebuy the entrance grates of his.
Nice.
And get that signed. And then Matt Hardy is going to be here. So I'm keeping my eye out for the Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy Brood 2-pack ringside exclusive. It's sold out on ringside. I'm sure I'm going to have to spend a decent amount of money to get it. But and then, of course, I sent my Cactus Jack to Mike Lanham that I talked about earlier to get that signed, because that's just a beautiful looking figure. So and now I'm either going to sell the loose one, or I already sold the belt, or I'm just going to hold on to it and have
them on the shelf with
have a loose one. Right. Exactly. So weekly purchases for me this week. I unboxed Elite 91 Rob Van Dam, the whole damn show. You can watch that on our Patreon. This is a great figure. They nailed it with the attire. You can see the whole unboxing on our Patreon. I changed him up a little bit for this show, but I'm going to put the two thumbs pointing at himself on the shelf. But I wanted to show you guys the chair. I also, a live purchase on the air a couple weeks ago, I bought the Fiend Ultimate Edition.
Right. That's right.
So this came in the mail. I'm actually super happy to have this. I don't know if I'm going to open it. I might keep it in the box. Not 100% sure what I'm going to do, but I broke one of my collecting rules. And then Charles Andrew, friend of the show, me and him are in a collecting group together, and we had each other for secret, or he had me for Secret Santa, and he got me the Rock and Sock 2-pack. Yes. It's a little beat, but I'm very happy to have this 2-pack. I loved the Rock and Sock connection. The This Is Your Life.
Yes,
I was a little disappointed.
One of the greatest things that happened on Raw.
A little disappointed that the box is all beat up, but not much you can do, and it's not on Amazon anymore where he got it from. So I'm stuck with the beat up box, which is fine. And then my last purchase was a little bit of a surprise, a big ass purchase, but I was leaving to go to my trivia night last Thursday night, and I walked out to my walked out of my garage, and in my driveway was the Simpsons arcade 1-up that I don't know if I paid for it yet. I never got a shipping notification. I never got like tracking information. It literally just showed up in my drive. I was getting ready to leave, and it was in the driveway. I never saw like on my Ring camera somebody drop it off. I don't know what happened. And then I was talking to my wife about it, and I looked on my Walmart app, and it still said pending. Like no information in there. So like a true douchebag, I canceled the order to see if I'm gonna pay for it or not. So I actually haven't checked my credit card statement yet to see if it was was on there or not. But Simpsons Arcade, it's not set up yet. I'll probably set it up. I don't know where it's going yet, so I don't know when it's gonna get set up. But my kid keeps saying that it's going in his room, but it's not.
That's funny.
So.
well, Arcade went up if you're just giving them away. Like I could really use that X-Man.
Yeah. Right? I might take my chances ordering that from Walmart. We'll see. Or if I check my credit card and this one isn't on there, I might order that one since since Simpsons isn't on there. So
wow.
So yeah, my thought is, one day when we have a finished basement, have the Simpsons arcade with like a floating shelf above it, and have the Simpsons Ultimate Edition figures on there. So the Ultimate Super 7s up there.
There you go.
Of like my favorite characters. So
yes.
And that's it for Walk That Toy Aisle this week. Pretty good little segment there. Let's do a little Falls Count Anywhere.
Balls count anywhere here. Balls count anywhere. They are going everywhere. Look at this. This is Balls Count Anywhere.
Balls Count Anywhere is the part of the show where we talk about whatever we want. Lately, it's been a lot of football, movies, all that stuff. Talk about what we've been watching, and we do our top 5 usually. This week's top 5 is Office characters, one of the best TV shows of all time. I think it's everybody's go-to when you need something to binge, whether you've binged it once or 500 times. It is always still as funny. And I will say this about The Office. This is probably not a popular opinion, but I will say that season 9, the last season, even season 8 to an extent, it's where like some of the new characters come. Michael is gone. Steve Carell is gone. Like that British girl comes. I can't think of her name, but I rewatched that a while back on Comedy Central, like during, COVID or the pandemic when it first started and stuff. And I remember when that season first dropped that I wasn't like so like super into it. I was just like, well, it's not great, because the other seasons were so good. You're like, it had a lot to live up to, but rewatching those, there is like, why can I not think? Angela is super funny in that season. Oscar is super funny. Like it's almost spotlights some of the other characters. Right. You get to see some of the other characters shine in those later seasons. I'll also say that The Office is the opposite of Parks and Rec, where The Office started out hot and then kind of fizzled out towards the end, where Parks and Rec started out cold and got hotter as it went along. Like it got funnier and better as it went.
And then are you like, did you get a chance to watch Community?
I haven't yet. I see it pop up. Is Community the one with Jason Bateman, or is that Arrested Development?
That's Arrested Development.
All right. Because there was one of them where I was going to watch it and I couldn't watch while Ozark was on because I didn't want the Jason Bateman characters to, cross.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't want to cross the streams, if you will.
Right. And he's such a great actor.
Yeah. No, I haven't watched Community.
That's what your girl Bree is on Community.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
I'll have to check it out. Dude, I'm so bad. Like, I don't even know why I partake in what you're watching because I'm so bad at watching stuff.
Right.
But
we some busy mother,
So I have a friend. This is kind of a funny. You can relate, I'm sure, and a lot of people listening can relate. That I have a friend who's dating a girl who has a couple kids, and me and him were texting like last week or whatever, and I lost track of the text and never ended up responding to him. We were actually having like a kind of serious talk, and I just lost track because of my kid. Right. And I'm like, dude, I'm sorry, man. Like, apologize. Finally caught up with him and stuff. One day this week while I was working, and he's like, dude, now that I'm seeing this girl who has these kids, he's like, I get it, man. He's like, I get it. He's like, I understand why you miss Patriots games sometimes, and why you're watching a Patriots game on your phone. Or he's been a bachelor for 37 years.
Wow.
I mean, he's had girlfriends and stuff, but like he's been able to do whatever he wants. He's never been married, and he's like, he can dedicate a whole day to football if he wants. We're like, now my kids got hockey. I'm afternoon games. I'm all over the place.
Right. No way.
So, but I just wrote down something that I remembered that I was watching. So let's get back on track here. We're going to do our top 5 Office characters this week. Where's the Office rank for you, DJ, as far as like one of your favorite shows ever? I assume you like it. We have actually never talked about it.
Oh yeah, no, I love The Office. I got the concept where like each character is like if you've ever worked in an office, like you run into these characters. Like I got it. Like right when I started watching it, and that's what I love about it. It's just very like for putting quotations in the air, very real. Like because this is you've seen these people. Like this is your office.
Michael Scott, my stepmother-in-law, is a female version of Michael Scott. That's like going back to like it being real.
Right.
My stepmother or my stepmother-in-law is a female version of Michael Scott.
Right.
She's just nuts, but it is. And there's so many. This was hard because there are so many good characters in The Office. But there's ones where like just certain things they say crack me up. I do have a couple honorable mentions for my top 5.
It's so many good characters on this show is the thing, and we did 5. I'm just like, oh, God.
I know, and it's hard to not pick like the main characters, like
right.
But man, Todd Packard is so good.
Yeah.
I think sometimes when what the hell is oh my God, what is the older lady's name? The one that's married to Bob Vance. Why can I not think of her name?
Phyllis.
Phyllis. Like sometimes she just blurts stuff out.
Yeah.
And you're just like not expecting it.
Right.
Stanley is amazing. Stanley's probably my biggest like regret of leaving off my list. My number 5 though, you have to go with Michael. Michael has to be on your list. He makes the show.
He's got to be on the list somewhere. Correct.
He's not number 1 because I feel like there is like better overall characters, but he's got to be on your list.
Correct.
Where is he on yours?
He's pretty high up.
Oh, all right. We'll leave it at that then.
Yeah.
We'll leave it at that. All right. Who do you got for number 5 then?
Well, first I wanted like one of my honorable mentions is Robert California.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
talking about the later seasons, like he's in some of those later seasons.
Yeah, for whatever reason that guy has me hollering at the TV. I don't it's his delivery. I don't know what it is, but I just thought that guy was really funny. My number 5 is Daryl.
Dude, I was just gonna say Daryl would be an honorable mention for me as well. I left him off my list, and I'm like, it's hard to leave him off.
It's hard to leave him off. My favorite. It's when he was going for manager, when he was applying for manager and he's doing the confessional and he's like, why I think I'm going to get this? Because I'm black. so Daryl's a riot.
I think one thing about that show too, like watching some of the episodes, like think about that show was on 10 years ago now.
Right.
Maybe even like 15 years ago, actually. Mm-hmm. And they got away with a lot that I don't think they could get away with now if it was like on TV regularly. Like the sexual harassment episode, I don't think they could have got away with.
Oh my God, yeah.
Some of the stuff Michael says to Oscar, I don't think he
gets on Oscar and Toby. Oscar and Toby get it.
Yeah.
Like, like from Michael at all times.
My number 4 is Andy.
Well, look at that.
Oh, we got a match?
Yes.
All right. I love it.
Andy Bernard. What's going on there, Tuna?
Yeah. He sings. I love when he drifts off in the sumo suit at the lake. I have that pop. I didn't buy the regular Andy. I bought sumo Andy. Right. It's just he's just so good. The acapella stuff. When he's in love with Angela, like there's just so many good things.
Right.
Number 3. Who you got? You go ahead.
All right. I went with Kevin.
Oh, I got number 3 is Kevin too. Look at that. Some of the stuff he says, man, is just like unbelievable. And the way he says it, like,
yes.
Delivery. I also love when Holly,
that character, like I've known people in my office that they're just like, wait, it's somebody's birthday, right? So damn it, there better be a birthday cake.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Or just always saying inappropriate stuff about like boobs and sex and all that stuff. Just so, like I love when Holly thinks he's like special needs, like when she first comes to the office.
Yeah. Oh God.
Number 2, who do you got?
Dwight.
Oh my God, I got Dwight too as number 2. Wow, he's the only main character besides Michael that I have on my list.
Yeah,
but Dwight makes the show, and I think he makes the show more than Michael. Obviously, they complement each other. Right. I think Dwight definitely makes the show more than Michael.
That guy that just does too much at your office. That just takes it way too seriously.
Way too seriously.
The fire drill where he put a fucking torch to the handle so they couldn't escape that way. Like what?
Oh man. All right. And then who do you got for number 1?
MS.
All right. You got Michael Scott for number 1.
Yes.
My number 1 is a character who doesn't say a lot. But when he does, you want to piss yourself. Like,
right.
And just some of the stuff that comes out of his mouth. It's Creed. Creed is my favorite character on The Office. He might be one of my favorite characters ever on TV.
All right. Look at that.
Yeah, he is just like the shit that he says sometimes, man, just cracks me up. Like when he does
come with just all of a sudden, just like, like for no reason, he'll just, I know what you're saying.
And like when he dyes his hair black because he's worried about the office getting younger. Just like all kinds of stuff that he says, man, it's just like gets me cracking up.
Yes.
He's so good. And he's actually a really interesting person in real life His real name is Creed Bratton, and he was in a band like in the 60s and 70s. He's been an actor for forever. His real life story, his kayfabe story is really good.
Okay.
His not kayfabe story. His shoot story is very good. If you don't know it. I used to listen.
He's funny though.
I used to listen to the Office Ladies podcast all the time with Angela and Jenna Fisher, who plays Pam. And there's some good stuff on there. They get a little like girly, catty, like a little too like best friendy on there sometimes for me, but it is a really good podcast to listen to. They talk a lot about the behind the scenes stuff, and they've had like guests on there like Creed and Rainn Wilson and stuff like that. So I would definitely highly recommend that if you're a Office fan. So let us know who your top 5 Office characters are. I know there's a lot of Office fans out there.
Yeah. I think all of the lists, like if we had everybody do a list, like they'd all be different. They'd all be different.
Yeah. And I want to know what people's lists are. I know Phil's a huge Office guy. So Phil, let us know your list. I meant to actually ask before we did this so that we could talk about them on air, just compare them or read them off. But let us know. We'll do that next week. All right, football time. Football. Man. We're coming down to the wire here.
How'd you do in your were you in any fantasy?
I was not in, and this was the worst year I've ever had for fantasy football. And last year I won one of my leagues. This year I was they call it the toilet bowl, where it's basically the teams that don't make the playoffs.
Right.
If you lose, you go on to the next week, and if you lose again, you go on to the next week, and then if you lose that last game, that last week, you have to buy a round of drinks for everybody for the whole league, 1 round of drinks at the draft, because we do a live in-person draft at a restaurant.
Nice.
So I was just trying to not have that be me, and luckily I got out of that last week. So that was the only thing I was playing for, which is sad because that league I won the championship in last year. So
and then now you're playing for not being regulated.
Right, exactly. Now I'm playing to make sure that people are not enjoying free drinks on my dime. So
I won the 3rd place game.
Nice. In the Fig Cave group or in another one?
In another one. Fig Cave group, I think I'm 5th, I think.
I think that one's still going on. I haven't paid attention to it because I got knocked out or I wasn't doing much in it. And I had,
like one of the highest scoring teams, and like COVID kind of took out a lot of my players when the playoffs came around.
I saw people adding people to their team. Like I was getting alerts today though of people adding players to their team today. So I think that one might still be going on. No, it's not. Week 17. Yeah, it's over. Somebody was still adding players. So somebody wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
The Slow Burners won that one. I don't know who that is, but
Slow Burners.
But this was the worst year I've had in fantasy football in a long time. Like all my leagues, I just did terrible. So
that got me a cool $75 to get that 3rd place. So I'm not going to be mad.
No, not at all. We all are doing okay in our Sunday pick'ems. You are still 11-5. Actually, you're now 12-5. I'm 12-5. Phil's 13-4. Kenny is 12-5. Mike is 13-4. Zach is 11-6. Instagram is 12-5, and Twitter is 13-4. We're gonna have to keep this going through the playoffs, though. Because,
we gotta, because there's definitely got to be some different picks. Like it's not gonna be tied. I know that.
Right. We all picked Green Bay last week. The week before, we all picked Tampa, I think. So it's now been like
we should go to picking every playoff game. Like
absolutely.
Game. Yeah.
Oh, the week before we all picked Indy, except for Zach picked Arizona. And then the week before that, we all picked Tampa. Like these Sunday night games have not been great. So
no, they have not.
There's been a lot where we all picked the same ones. This week we might get more of a mix. It's your Las Vegas Raiders. Taking on the Los Angeles Chargers.
Right. For the playoff. This is for a playoff spot. Whoever wins this, I believe, is in.
Yeah. Yep. And I'm sorry, DJ. I'm going for the Chargers. I'm not going for the Chargers, but I think the Chargers are going to take
the Chargers.
I'm picking the Chargers. Yes, correct.
Well, you already know who I'm picking. I'm not gonna. It's a topsy-turvy season for them, but for them to even be in the I think this.
I was just about to say that
this coach should get some kudos, like some kind of a raise. I don't know if he should be let's see what the market what comes up in the market, but he should definitely get something in his pocket for the coaching job that he did with this team.
Yep. He's doing a great job. For them to, like you said, man, for them to even be in the position that they're in to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's huge. I know you're a hater, but I feel the same way about the Patriots. Like I know how I was talking shit in our group chat this past week.
Right.
And a few people thought I was just talking shit about them beating the Jaguars, and I wasn't. I'm talking shit because, and it's not even talking shit. It's just like, if you told me these guys, the Patriots were going to make the playoffs at the beginning of the year with Mac Jones as their quarterback, and some of these guys on defense that they signed that, they weren't huge names or anything like that. Like
I never worry about with Belichick. I don't care if he had the fig cave playing defense. I don't doubt Belichick on defense. Like that is the one thing. I don't care who he signs. Like he saw something. There's a reason why he signed him. Like so I don't that part I never doubt. So that I would have told you, no, don't worry about the defense. Just worry about that rookie quarterback. And hey, he's driving the bus.
Yep. There's still a small chance for them to get the number 1 seed. A lot of things have to happen, but it's wild.
He's not the rookie of the year, though. Some people were trying to say rookie of the year. I said no.
Who do you have as rookie of the year then? Who?
Chase.
From the Bengals?
Was it Jamar Chase?
Yeah, Jamar Chase. Yeah. I mean, he had that game this past week that was insane.
Jones has a game where he threw the ball 3 times, whereas this guy is.
You won't let that go.
No, I will not. And okay, he damn near had the same amount of pass attempts as I did on the couch. Okay, so no, and then this guy goes out and gets 200 yards and 3 touchdowns. So no, that he's the rookie of the year. Like that's it.
I get your opinion there, or your reasoning. I get it. And that's the thing. They don't have him like throwing the ball a ton necessarily either. He's like you said, he's driving the bus.
Right.
Some good games.
Which is working. I can't say too much. It's working. So
right. And we get Saturday Night Football again this week. I love Saturday Night Football. Kansas City and Denver and Dallas and Philadelphia. Which, how the fuck did the Eagles make the playoffs? They got a playoff spot. They clinched a playoff spot too. So
and Dallas is not playing that great here.
No, they're not.
They're stretch.
They're still them boys.
So the Eagles could win this game.
Yep. So the Bengals clinching the NFC North or AFC North, beating Kansas City. This has been a crazy NFL season with like everything going on.
Well, they've become that combo that they wanted. I'm talking about Burrow and Chase. Like they've become that wide receiver quarterback combo that they thought when they drafted these guys, and it's working. So.
And they have Tyler Boyd and they have T. Higgins. Like they have a good wide receiver core.
Correct.
They still have Joe Mixon at running back.
Joe Mixon. And Joe won't be playing on this week though.
He got COVID or
he got COVID.
Ah, fuck. Well, it doesn't really matter for them. I mean, they're still going for the number 1 seed, but
as long as it's just 1 week, they're good.
Yeah. So, all right, what you watching this week, DJ?
I started the Karate Kid season 4.
Oh, Cobra Kai. Me and my kid were just talking about that. Trying to get him to watch Cobra Kai. He's like, oh, what's this Cobra Kai skin in Fortnite? I'm like, dude, you should watch it. It's on Netflix. It's pretty good.
Right.
I haven't started
the original Karate Kid.
He has not yet.
Okay, because I don't think he's gonna. Well, they do a lot of flashbacks.
Yeah,
but it would be. I think his heart would be more into it if he saw the original Karate Kid.
Yeah, that's probably true. I need to watch season 4 myself. I flew through 1, 2, and 3.
Right.
But I need to watch 4.
Right. And then I'll be continuing with the Book of Boba Fett.
I have not started that, but my kid did. He actually told me the other day.
Right.
He said or he told me today, he goes, Dad, I watched 2 episodes without you. I'm like, you son of a bitch. No, not really.
And one the thing about the Disney Plus series, like one thing you can give, they're the good part about an episode coming out like every week is that you can miss a week, but then that just gives you more to watch. Like,
Right.
you more to watch in one sitting. So
That's honestly like that's why I'm not in a rush to watch things like right away, because
Right.
I do like being able to watch 3 or 4 episodes at once.
yeah.
I don't know what I'm gonna do when Ozark comes back on, because that is I fucking love that show, and I don't want to be like behind on it. But I also like would love to just watch 15 episodes at once or whatever.
I gotta catch back up on the new Dexter. Like I saw the first 3 episodes and now I gotta catch up with that.
I've never watched Dexter. I don't know if we've talked about that, but I've never
We
watched
did,
it.
and you gotta start from the beginning because it's that good.
Yeah.
I don't even need to tell you to wait till you can start season 1, episode 1, and I don't need it's gonna grab you right from the beginning. It's not one of those. No, you got to give it 3 episodes. No, it's not like that. That's from jump. You're in.
Yeah. I haven't really watched much, but I couldn't sleep the other night, and I put Hulu on, and come to find out, there is Dark Side of the 90s.
Ooh.
Which the only episode I watched was about the talk shows of the 90s, like Jerry Springer, Jenny Jones.
What
What are the other ones they talked about? I mean, they talked about all of them. They talked about Oprah and Phil Donahue and all these other ones, but they really went into some depth. Jenny Jones, there was like a murder because of her
that's right. I remember
because of her show.
Yes.
They talk about Geraldo. They talk about Jerry Springer a lot. He's like one of the main shows that they talk about. But there's other episodes. It's from the guys who made Dark Side of the Ring and Dark Side of Football. They've now made Dark Side of the 90s. So I didn't actually look through it to see like what other episodes there were or other topics. But yeah, man, the talk show one, it got me like bringing me back to pretending to be sick at like 11 o'clock on a Monday afternoon after, not skipping school and watching some Jerry Springer.
Well, I had some friends when I was in college, in junior college. I had some friends make up a story that got them on Ricky Lake.
Man. Oh man.
Yeah.
I went to high school with a girl who was on Ricky Lake too. That's wild.
Yeah.
I forget why she was on it, but I remember.
Just made up like, oh, he's cheating on them, and then like it's one of those where you found out everybody's cheating on each other kind of episode. But they made the whole thing up so they can get a free trip to New York. And
oh my gosh, that's crazy. That's crazy. And then I've been playing a lot of GTA. I don't know what my kid was watching YouTube videos of it.
Right.
And I was like,
did you get the one with Dr. Dre?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, there's some kind of expansion where Dr. Dre is in the story.
Huh. I haven't spent any extra money. I've just been playing like the missions and stuff.
Right.
And then I haven't jumped online or anything yet either. I just been doing playing as Franklin and Michael and Trevor.
Right, you go back and forth. Yep.
Yeah, and I like how they do it. Like, so when I played it before, I would start playing it and then I just end up going kill people.
Yeah.
I never really did a lot of the missions, and now I'm doing a lot of the missions, and I'm like, I like how it has you go. You don't necessarily have to pick like, okay, today I'm going to be Michael, or tomorrow I'm going to be this guy. It tells you, like, it just changes for you. I like that a lot, actually.
I wonder how that's if they're gonna include that with the new PlayStation VR.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because that's gonna be in 4K. It's gonna have eye tracking.
Wow. It's gonna be wild.
Yeah.
I did have a dad fail. My kid was watching these YouTube videos. So he's watching YouTube videos of somebody playing it, and the guy wasn't doing. He was just trying to find like cool cars in it. I was watching it with him. He wasn't like killing people or doing anything else.
Right.
So he's like, "Can I start playing that?" And I was like, "Yeah, I think so." Right. So then I'm playing one night, and Trevor, it's like when you first get introduced to Trevor, he's like banging this woman on the counter.
Yes.
And then doing meth and all kinds of stuff. And I'm like, I text my wife, I'm like, Logan can't play this anymore.
That is right. I remember that scene in particular.
I'm like,
and the things that are coming out of his mouth. Yeah.
I was gonna say the language is one thing. Like he hears that in movies and stuff and knows, enough to not repeat them. But the fact that that was in there, I'm like, yeah, we're gonna put the kibosh on this. So,
oh, that's great.
But yeah, I'm having a lot of fun playing it. I think I actually went on our Twitch once and played it too. So if you're out there on the Twitcherverse or whatever you want to call it, hit up twitch.tv/
you don't have your kid watching over your shoulder.
The Run-In Pod or the Run-In Podcast, I think is what it is. But all right, DJ, ready to wrap things up here?
Let's do it.
All right, we got the Run-In Rundown shout outs. The Fig Cave podcast. That is our boy Phil Gentile's podcast. And he's got a little discount code for you over at Collar and Elbow. You can use the code CAVE to save 10% over there. Make sure, of course, you're keeping an eye on figure collections. If you're listening to this early on Thursday because you're a Patreon member, remember to go look for those Brian Clark and Blue Meanie prototype images. They'll be there Friday. Obviously, they'll be there Friday, too, when you listen to this live. Homage, use that code, the Run-In 15. Buy, sell, trade toys. You can use the code RUN10 for 10% off. Kenny, over at the Call Up, we didn't have any corrections this past week, but we still want you to go check out his show. His show is he's killing it lately.
He's killing it.
Make sure you check that out. Barrios Toys, Faces and Heels podcast, Dos Padres podcast, WrestleGeddon podcast, Coming Down the Aisle with J-Bone, Dirty Heels podcast, Turnbuckle Tavern, Keystone Collectibles. You can use the code RUN10 for 10% off. Heroes Hideout, use the code RUN-IN for 10% off over there. And if you haven't already, sign up for Patreon, patreon.com/RunInPod. All kinds of benefits there. Listen to the show early. Get the video version of the show. Like we said, we are going to be doing something special once a month and putting it up on Patreon only. It's going to be a Patreon exclusive. First one is going to drop this Monday, which is January 10th. We're recording it this Friday, and then it'll drop Monday. So
who's going to be the first to get that guest spot?
Yeah. You want to come on the show? That's how you do it. I've had a few people say, hey, can I come on and talk wrestling with you guys? It's a way to do it, and you get a shirt out of it. So patreon.com/RunInPod. Go. There's a bunch of content up there, including a conversation with Matt Raywalt where we do this or that, and a bunch of other good stuff up there as well. So and again, we appreciate everybody who has signed up already. ProWrestlingTees.com/RunInPod. And then everything else you can just find at runinpod.com. Our YouTube channel is there. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, make sure you write a review, rate and subscribe as well. And if you're listening on Spotify, make sure you hit that rate button, give us the 5 stars. And we are on YouTube, youtube.com/the Run-In Podcast. Twitter, you can follow along at Run-In Podcast, and Instagram is at the Run-In Pod. DJ, you can hit them with yours if you'd like.
Oh, yeah. So that's Instagram, that is Twitter, and that is also Twitch. That's FigKnight27, FIGKNIGHT27.
All right, guys. This has been the Tim Brown, the Randy Moss, Phil Kessel episode of the Run-In Podcast, episode 81. Thank you guys so much for listening. We will be back in action next week.